Hello everyone, my name is Abby and this is going to be what my group has so far for our 5E lesson plan. So for our content standard, we're going to be using content standard 4.3. Students explain the economic, social, and political life in California from the establishment of the Bear Flag Republic through the Mexican-American War, the Gold Rush, and the granting of statehood. We're going to be looking specifically at Substandard 3, which is analyze the effects of the gold rush on settlements, daily life, politics, and the physical environment, e.g. using biographies, all that good stuff. We're going to go down to our learning objective. This is basically what we've been looking at for the past couple weeks. So learning objective is going to be 4.3.3. Scholars will be able to analyze the effects of the gold rush on settlements, daily life, politics, and the physical environment by flashcards, mind mapping, or blog journaling. Students will show their level of mastery by completing a game of Kahoot. When we look down at our level of blooms, which is also known as our level of cognition, is going to be labeled as analyze, and that can be taken from the pedagogy wheel if we're looking at the second layer. We'll be looking at the layer which has all of the level of cognitions, and ours is going to be specifically for analyze. For our co-teaching model, we are going to be using the 1 teaching, 2 assisting. And the reason that we chose this is just in case there are students who are afraid to ask questions out loud, or they're not too sure if they have the right question, they're too embarrassed. They can have the other 2 teachers who are assisting walk around and talk to those one-on-one who do not understand the full lesson or who do not want to speak out loud. Our evidence of mastery, we're going to be using our flashcards, mind map, blog journaling. Some barriers that we may encounter with this is going to be lack of supplies at home, especially with our demographics. Even though our school that we have picked is in Clovis, we do have some students who come from all over the valley, so they might have a lack of supplies at home. So we're going to be able to provide supplies to students that they may need. So we can provide the flashcards, we can also provide the paper for mind mapping, and of course for the blog journaling. If a student does choose to do that, we would just make sure that they have access to the internet or access to Google Drive. We're going to scroll down a little bit more. Looking at our evaluation, our students are going to be playing Kahoot so we can see exactly where they're standing and our students can see where they're standing. Some barriers that we may encounter with Kahoot would be some students not working well under pressure. And then some solutions we can provide with this would be more time to be given to the students if needed. So we would take off that time limit that Kahoot would have. When I go back up here, I just want to point one more thing out really quick. The reason we came up with our co-teaching model is because rather than splitting up the class into 3 separate groups and getting 3 separate ideas from 3 separate teachers, we wanted to have 1 main teacher and 2 teachers split off explaining to students who may be having a harder time. That way that all of the students are receiving the same lecture and they're receiving the same lesson, and they will be able to understand everything from different points of view while still receiving all of the same material. So this is what my group has so far. Of course, it is a work in progress, but please let me know if you have any questions, any solutions, any suggestions. We are all confused here, so we're all just learning together. And of course, if you have any idea on what my group can put for our cognitive statements, that would be fantastic. Thanks, guys.